Hi, this is Michael from We Are Super Theme Author at Theme Forest. If you've purchased our Nudge theme and installed it and activated it, we are now going to show you how to set up the home page. If you have installed it, this is what you're going to probably be seeing right now. Is the home page is the listing all the blog posts. Okay, so we're going to head over to our dashboard. We're just going to basically show you our demo site. This is what we're aiming to sort of get. Okay, so we're going to sort of head over to our dashboard. What we're going to do is go into pages, new page. No, sorry, all pages there, but new page. And we're going to create a home page, so we'll just call it home. Put some content in there, and then what we're going to do is select one of these home page items here. So if we select this one here, this is the default one, this is what you're seeing on the demo site. This one gives you a sort of a big sort of header image at the top, so we're going to go for our default one there, and we are going to publish. Once you've published, some additional options should appear under the editor, which they have there. Okay, so this area here is this, so it's obviously the scrolling text there. So what we're going to do is just put in some, we put Nudge brand makers. Awesome. Okay, and then we can align the text or align the featured image. Okay, so we're going to set a featured image. Okay, so there's all my images there. Let's just go for this one here. Okay, and we're going to keep the image on the left and the text will appear on the right. Okay, and we're going to update that. Okay, page updated. Right, what we've got to do then is go down to settings, reading, and here we're going to change how our front page is looking. Okay, at the moment it's showing all our latest posts. Okay, so we're going to click on a static page and then we're going to select home, and then we're going to save the changes. Okay, that's done. Now if we were to refresh our site now, we should get our home page. There we go. So this should start scrolling. Now what we need to do here is we're going to add our home page items, which will now appear under our intro block. Okay, so back to our dashboard, and we're going to click on home page, add new. I'm going to give it a title, so let's put services. We're going to have a text block, but we've got 4 options to choose from: portfolio, clients, and testimonial. So text block is just the default block, very similar to what we've done for the home page. We're just going to put in some text there, and we can align the text, and if we were to select a featured image, we can left or right. So what we're going to do, I'm going to put right, because the other image we created earlier, the other block, we had a left image. So we're going to select an image. Okay, we'll just go for that one. Okay, and I'll tell you what, let's align the text right as well. Okay, this option here makes a full width, so if you haven't got a featured image, you can have the text block full width. Alright, so let's publish that. Okay, that's published. Let's go back to our home page, do a refresh. Okay, and there we go. So we've got some text and an image on that side. Okay, we can insert sort of headings, so we can put a heading in here. We can also put shortcodes, so where you've installed the Super Extras plugin, that's got some shortcodes available, and they appear there, so we can have different options there. So okay, we can add a button, so it's just a plain old text button, so I'm just going to leave it as it is and click OK. Alright, and there we go, that's a shortcode there. But we can put in other items as well. We can have a divider, we can have some tabs. Okay, so if we were to just space it there, and we could put in a sort of a divider. Okay, and that's that. And then we're going to just update that. Okay, let's go back to our home page, do a refresh, and that should now change. Okay, there's our heading, divider, button. Okay, so now going back, we can choose another add item. Okay, headlines. Now I would set up a portfolio block, but at the moment we haven't created any portfolio sort of case studies, so I'm just going to go for clients block, and as you can see the options will change. So we can put in a title, which is optional, so let's put our awesome clients, and then we're going to manage the gallery, which is obviously the logos we want to display. We're going to add to here. Okay, I've already got some logos in there, so let's just go ahead and click those, add to gallery. There we go, and we can rearrange them if we want. So once we're happy, we can update that. We can change the background color. Okay, and we can also change the text color if and then once we've done, we publish. If we go back to our home page and do a refresh, now what we should see is that the clients is now gone above the block we did earlier. Okay, so it's automatically, it's got a slider in there. What we can do, we installed a plugin when you installed the theme. This one here, custom post order. Okay, so that was a recommended plugin, so if you plug that one, installed that one, then we can go back to our homepage items, and we can then click and drag, and we can rotate them. So there we go, put clients below services, don't need to save, and then once we go back and refresh, we should see, here we go, our clients underneath now. I'm going to create another one. Okay, options change. We can change the background color, text color, and then we can put in a testimonial. Let's just do this. Probably a bit too much there, so it's okay. We'll add another entry. We'll just do it again. Okay, and then we're going to publish that. Okay, and then what we're going to do is go back to all our items, and just like adding a blog post, it's all in date order, so we need to reorder. So there we go. We're going to move that down and put it below the clients. Okay. And there we go. Okay. And that's it, basically, for homepage items. So we can reorder them. We can add new ones. There we go. What we can do is when you add, let's add a new text block. Okay, let's just add that content in there. Let's put a heading in there. So okay, right. We're not going to add a featured image. Okay, let's align the text center, and we're just going to sort of publish that. Again, we're going to have to just go back to our homepage items and just do a quick rearrange. So reorder that down there. Okay. Now then, if we go back to our home page, do a refresh, we should see our block is still on this side, and it's only sort of half of the page there, only 50. Excuse me. So what we can do then, that's sort of a line left there, we can add another text block. Okay, center that text as well. Okay. Quick rearrange, and it should appear in this area here. Okay, there we go. So you can have two blocks together, and then what we can do, if we make this text block, we could make that text block full width. So if you haven't got a featured image, we can make it full width, update that. Here we go. Okay, so now that is full width, and it's pushed the other one down on the bottom there underneath. So what we can do is obviously we can either make the other one full width, or we can add another item next to it, or we could add a featured image. And we can realign it there. So update. Alright, so that's your home page items. Okay. And I say with the portfolio block, unfortunately we haven't set up any sort of case studies, but just to show you the options, we can show you, display how many, sort of number of items you want to display. Basically, it just takes the sort of the latest sort of entries from the portfolio section. And you can have it full width, so very similar to what we've done with the text block. If you don't have it full width, it will be sort of half the width, or you can have full width that way. So featured image on the portfolio block doesn't actually work. So if you were to add a featured image, it wouldn't appear. Okay, and that's it for home page items. Thank you.